Cik Ramlee, can you please introduce yourself, your full name, your age, and what you do?
Okay, my name is Ramlee bin Ahmad. I'm now 72, going 73 in a few months' time. I was born in Pulau Belakang. After I was 4 years old, my parents shifted to Pulau Belakang Mati until 1974. They were relocated because of the government's project to convert Pulau Belakang Mati into a resort island.
Could you talk a bit more about your book that you are writing?
Oh, actually, I wanted to do something meaningful. Pulau Belakang Mati dalam kenangan. The book actually mostly about myself. Most of the time, my growing up years as a teenager, what I did at Pulau Belakang Mati, how life was like as a big family of Pulau Belakang Mati. Big family, I'm referring to the communities there. The majority of Malays, mostly from Java, the Chinese, then the Indians. In Belakang Mati was peaceful. We live as a very close-knit family, big family so-called. There was no issue at all.
Can I ask you what your daily life in the island was?
When I was 5-6 years old, I went to Radin Mas Primary School. Normally, I woke up at about 5-6 o'clock in the morning. Then I would go to the Pulau Belakang Mati jetty, take a ferry which was run by the British military, took a ferry to Jardin Steps. From there, I would walk to school. That took me 15 minutes.
What was it like living in Belakang Mati?
All communities were like one big family. We can just stop over to our friend's house without telling them in advance.
Yeah.
Play games, anything.
What kind of games did you play?
Well, I was actually keen in sport, a lot of sport. Even my school days, I represented school in quite a number, including swimming. All we need to do is to go back at the back of my home, there'll be sea. So we jump and swim. My father, late father, was Haji Ahmad bin Marjan. And my late mother was Haja Ramlah binti Haji Siddiq.
Can you tell us a bit more about how they felt when they were asked to leave?
They actually resented. They were not happy to be resettled or relocated. But they had to follow the government. We were compensated with a few $1,000s to move into a new flat. And it was a totally different kind of life, from kampung life to urban life.
Do you remember those kind of like kanduris or gatherings? Can
Wow.
you describe a bit more about that?
That was the best part in our kampung days. The whole kampung would come together, prepare food, cook.
Do you remember some of the dishes that were made?
Well,
Or can you describe some of the things your parents would have cooked?
I would say my parents, my mother especially. We had a food stall at Pulau Belakang Mati. We call it Wak Rum. Later, after they passed away, my wife and I, we also had a food stall at Sentosa Food Center, selling the same kind of food of what my parents did.
How do you feel about the Pulau community now? Has it changed over time?
After the relocation, quite often during wedding days, but after that, many have shifted and moved. For my family, I make a point to have gathering every month. This is to continue with our tradition. Whenever we had chance to meet them at the market, at the Geylang area or anywhere, we just greeted one another. Talking about the sea, every day when I was 5-6 years old, I went to my religious education at Pulau Belakang. So my father would row a boat, pick us after finishing the religious education every day. Then about
So
8,
it's a full boat of...
sampan, a boat sampan, they call it, and fill about 4 or 5%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But what if it rains?
Then we won't go there.
Oh, won't go, I see.
Yeah, it depends on the weather.
Do you remember any forms of storms that happened? Because I hear that on islands the storms are really bad.
We rarely had storm.
Oh, okay.
But I remember very well, my neighbors were Chinese and so on. High tide, they are small children. One of the child got drowned just next to my house. So they realized when the body was floated. For the record, I saved one of the neighbor's child. I was reading my book, I saw someone floating on there.
Oh no.
So I quickly jumped
Oh no.
and saved the life. Pulau Belakang Mati is actually the biggest island in the southern island part. The two focal points will be Sentosa Jetty and Jardin Stag. My house to the ferry terminal point about 100 to 150 meters. The kampung houses,
Yeah.
left and right,
Yeah.
and then there was one school also, Chinese school, primary school. That was the only school.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay?
Thank you. Very beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing your stories. Yeah.
To mention.